It's now one of our favorite segments of the show, Trailer Trash. And what's the first trailer we have up, Mitch?
I don't know. We should start playing it.
We should start playing it. I'm going to say Sonic. Is that the first one we're playing, Dan? There we go. Thumbs up. Yes, thumbs up. All right.
Cool.
So let's play the trailer for Sonic. Mitch, give us a breakdown of the trailer, if you could, please, or the film.
So Sonic the Hedgehog, apparently there was another movie, by the way, called Sonic that I didn't know about.
Was it a hedgehog as well?
It was as well, yeah.
Oh.
And that was back in 2013, but this is not the one. That is not the one we're reviewing. A cop in the rural town of Green Hills who will help Sonic escape from the government who's looking to capture him. It looks like we don't have a synopsis for this title yet.
Yeah, I don't think we do. Now there's also like this big. Now I don't play video games, okay. My last video game, it was actually a computer game that I played, was called Wolfenstein or Doom. Like you remember Wolfenstein?
Oh, yeah. We're talking about those.
Like the precursor to Doom. That should tell you a lot about kind of how I fit into the game. Beyond that, it's been mind search or whatever it is in solitaire. Now, so I don't know Sonic the Hedgehog, and someone was telling me this is such a horrible trailer. This is a terrible trailer. They got the character all wrong, and I watched him like I have no idea who the heck this guy is. He's a little blue dude that's running around. So, do you know who Sonic the Hedgehog is, Mitch?
So Ben Schwartz is going to be playing him. James Marsden is the film. So Sonic is essentially getting acclimated to the planet, shows up and causes some mad chaos, I guess, being around. So they call in the Jim Carrey character,
right,
to kind of settle things down.
Inspector Clouseau is a spy. It looks like, right?
And James Marsden kind of helps Sonic save Sonic so that he doesn't get captured by the Jim Carrey character,
right?
So because Jim Carrey's character wants to use his powers to do evil doings,
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, Emily, do you know Sonic the Hedgehog?
I mean,
character?
I believe Jim Carrey's supposed to be Dr. Robotnik.
Dr. Robotnik,
right?
that's
yeah,
right.
That's
Okay.
with the mustache and kind of went crazy, but the
evil scientist.
I bought the Sega Genesis for Sonic the Hedgehog when it came out when I was a kid. I was a big Sonic fan, and I've seen across the internet too, especially from artist's perspective, we're like, that doesn't look like Sonic.
Okay, so what's different? Because I saw my tech guy, he says, with Sonic the Hedgehog trail, I'm like, oh. He's like, this is what he's supposed to look like. I'm like, okay. And he's like talking to me like I'm a caveman, but it's probably a good thing. This is what he looks like now, and this is what this is what he's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And I mean, the one in the movie, he looks furry. That's like the only thing I can tell is different.
I know, they're trying to make it look, more realistic. But one thing people are like, oh, he has two little eyes, and his eyes it's supposed to be like one big eye that's kind of curved like an M. And
okay.
It just some of the proportions are just off. Like his legs should be like a little longer and skinnier, and should have big shoes. But I mean, with anything, with a new creation, a new artist, you're gonna have a different take on it.
Right.
And
well, I think they're gonna change it too, anyways, aren't they?
Yeah,
already talking about?
Have you seen that? Yeah.
Yeah, I did see. So because of the internet outrage, we're like, oh no, we're gonna go bring it back in the studio and redesign it, redo it. So we'll see where it ends up.
Okay. Now, Autumn, you have kids, as we talked about before. Do any of your kids play with this furry blue creature that's...
My kids don't, but I will say that when I was a kid, I loved Sonic to play it. My brother and my brother's 5 years younger than me, and we beat the game. Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Nice.
That was kind of a big thing. That and Mario, we'd go back and forth. But, I like video games that don't involve killing. So even though Sonic, there's like some capturing and stuff and puzzles to overcome and stuff, but there was no outright killing.
So what were the rings?
Just eat a lot of coins or rings.
What
were the rings? You would win.
Okay, because I thought they were Cheerios when I saw, like, why are they showing
Golden
Cheerios?
Cheerios.
I thought,
all the rings.
Like, those are
and it
honey.
made that fun little noise,
I know.
which I noticed was in the trailer. And I was like, oh, I like that noise.
I was on vacation in the Caribbean, and there was a kid at a bar that was playing a game, and it was going bling bling, and that I was like, he's playing Sonic the Hedgehog. It's just that very iconic bling bling.
Kind of like Mario Brothers or Pac-Man or some of those games, right?
You
They're
hear it and you're like, I know what that is.
Yeah, so
So
I mean,
there's a little nostalgia for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that movie, I don't.
Yeah, I still
Oh.
think
I know
it's
that I'll
great
see
that
it.
they're doing it, and it's well over. It should have happened earlier, but
Well, it
know,
did
they're-
apparently.
they're
Yeah,
giving
I
it
guess
a
it
go.
apparently there was a
did.
movie
Yeah.
called
13.
Sonic in
Yeah.
2019.
I didn't even know.
2013, you said, right?
2013, yeah.
Oh, I
So-
did not know.
All right, well, let's run through what our basic thoughts of the movie are. Basic thought of the trailer that you saw. What do you think, Emily?
Yeah. I think it's a good go at it. I am curious. I probably wouldn't go to the movies to see it, but I like to see it. I think when it comes out.
Okay.
on-
Autumn?
I anticipate seeing this with my 11-year-old, and I'm going to try to stay awake. Which is
Okay.
a big thing for me. Stay awake for a movie is a big thing.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
You can take your little buddy, the
I
Wookiee,
know, I'm
with
going to
you.
bring the Wookiee.
Yeah. All right. Mitch?
At first I was like, oh, cool, Sonic the Hedgehog. I like him. He's fun because I like video games.
Right.
And then I started listening to the plot, and I'm like, this sounds kind of boring and overdone, and just it's the same old stuff all over again. And then I saw Jim Carrey was in it, and I'm like, oh, cool, Jim Carrey's in it. So I kind of went like this, and then I went like this, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So, and I just love Jim Carrey in general. So the fact they got him in this movie could bode well for the film. I won't see it in theaters, but I will see it. I will seek it out at home when it comes out. It'll be on my watch list for sure.
I agree about that Jim Carrey too. I think
Yeah.
that was good.
So, okay, our Ryan is usually our, he came up, I think, with this trailer. Ryan's one of our social media guys, and he said, oh, we should watch this trailer, and it was just, he just went off and said a lot of things in our group chat that probably can't say on the air about his thoughts about this trailer. I thought, okay, I'm expecting to think this is just a lousy trailer, and I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm laughing. And I'm like, should I be laughing at this? Is this supposed to be funny? But I think my tech guy, Dan, put it best. He says, this feels like a mid-2000s film. And I thought the trailer was charming. I was laughing. It looked funny. I like James Marsden. I like Jim Carrey. And this looks like actually a funny Jim Carrey again. I don't really know or care anything about the Sonic character. So yeah, no. But would I go see it in theaters? No. So yeah, no. So let's just hop into the rating. Do you know what to do for ratings? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or somewhere in between? If you think you really hate the trailer, 2 thumbs in the eye. So we'll start with Mitch
lot of
doing the
information.
Mitch doing the rating so you can get an idea.
I'd say I'm gonna go sideways with both of them.
Okay,
Can't
all right.
get
Yeah,
Autumn?
that's mine too.
All right.
Yeah, me too. Sideways.
Okay. I'm gonna do 1 thumb up because I laughed during the trailer, and and 1 thumb in the middle because I'm not gonna see it in theaters. So yeah, let's move on to another. So they had little rings in this, and let's move on to another film which is about one ring to rule them all. So let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Quick side note: actually, I said me and Hannah had gone down to New York. We actually went to see the Tolkien exhibit and actually saw J.R.R. Tolkien's handwritten notes and stuff like that were in a library down there. And so we got to see some of his original notes and actually saw like some of his scribbling things of when he had written down one thing, scratched it out, and then wrote one ring to rule them all. It was actually, and I'm not a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, but Hannah is, and that was pretty cool to see. So this trailer is Tolkien. Mitch, want to go ahead?
Absolutely. So Tolkien explores the formative years of orphaned author as he finds friendship, love, and artistic inspiration among a group of fellow outcasts at school. Takes him into the outbreak of World War I, which threatens to tear the fellowship apart of all these experiences, and would inspire Tolkien to write his famous Middle-earth novels, starring Nicholas Hoult as J.R.R. Tolkien and Lily Collins. And directed by was what I was looking for, but I don't see it immediately.
It wasn't directed by anybody.
It was directed by somebody. So that's the gist of it.
So quick shout out to Renee Bergeron who said Tolkien.
Tolkien.
See, so apparently we were pronouncing it wrong. Now, I'm going to jump in and actually start talking about this trailer.
It was directed by Dome Karakowski.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was my thought exactly. I'm like, no.
I wasn't a huge fan, but I've recently gone back and rewatched the films, and they re-showed the extended versions in Newington. I went to see them, and I watched the intense behind the scenes for the films for Lord of the Rings, and I learned a lot about Tolkien. And this film looks really interesting. The sad part is I don't think the family approved of the movie.
Well, they didn't approve it necessarily, which means they didn't get involved. They
Right.
had been approached previously to approve other projects,
Right.
but always declined
Right, because I don't
to
think
get
they-
involved.
Right, yeah.
So somebody just decided to do one
Right.
and not ask them. So
Oh, that's kind of a jerkish thing to do.
no rules against it apparently. So
I guess not. Now, the visuals in this trailer looks really good.
Amazing.
It does feel very heartfelt. And now that I know a little bit more about him, it looks good. I'm not gonna lie, this does look like really good. We know Bobby Trickett because it's based on a real event.
Yes.
I'm gonna give 2 thumbs up right off the bat. We're not getting into ratings, but Mitch, your thoughts?
So I'm a big fan of the Lord of the Rings. I love the whole series. I own the box set, and which has got all the behind the scenes stuff and extra
the
footage
big box
and everything.
set. Yeah.
So
The give
and
up all your life and watch behind the scenes box set because it's
Yeah.
like 3 hours for each film.
I didn't realize he was orphaned, but
Yeah.
that's a kind of an interesting piece. It's a real life story about a real life person, so that it's got my attention immediately. It looks gorgeous. World War II aspect of it, kind of interesting, or one rather. It was kind of caught my attention as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Good. Well, I'm a huge fan of Tolkien as an author.
Fell asleep during the movies.
Don't throw me out the window, but I've never seen the movies.
Well, there is a separation between people who like the books.
I
and
just
people
haven't
like,
had
right.
that much time to
Yeah, a lot of
devote to
movies.
sitting and watching.
No, hang on a second. I'm
The
going to
movies?
hang on a second.
Oh.
All right. Let me get this right. Wait a second. Did you just say you're a fan of the books?
Yes.
But you haven't had enough time to watch the movies?
I love reading.
Yeah, I get
reading
that.
is my
All right, all
thing.
right. How many hours did it take to read the book? All right. Did you sing the songs that were in the book too?
I made up my own songs.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Is that
Okay,
weird?
all right,
I do
so-
that.
But you didn't have time to watch a 2.5-hour movie.
They're long.
Well, the book, like I
know,
couldn't
but I
read
have
the
to
foreword of
I
the
can
book.
like put the book down, go and make dinner,
There's
whatever.
a pause thing.
That's true.
Yeah, and then I can come back to my book. So I don't know. I'd rather read than
And you can read a book in the
watch
park.
movies. Yeah.
Can't watch a movie in the
I can
park.
bring while I'm
much.
waiting for kids to get out of lessons or things. I can read my book and.
wait.
So this movie though, I'm pretty excited about because again, it's about a real person. It's kind of a take on. I love period pieces, so World War I. I love that.
Yes.
It looks like the videography is really nice, very warm. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I don't know if I'd pay to see it in the movie
No,
theater.
because you just read the book. And you have more
But
time
I
to
would
read
read the book. If there was a biography, I'd read the biography.
All right, okay. Emily, thoughts on the trailer? I'm pushing us right past time because I had to make a dramatic entrance.
Well, I think definitely from like an artistic perspective, it looks like a very beautiful, well-made film, and would be intriguing to see about his life story. So definitely interesting, and would want to see. But it does seem very dark, and is kind of. It'd be interesting to see how factual it is. Or I know I saw like a monster in there that kind of come up from the plane.
The explosion? Did you notice that too?
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Yeah, no, I
awesome.
had to be
So that
reshown
part's
that.
probably
was,
not
that was
Yeah.
crazy, yeah.
his imagination. But yeah, I am also really excited about. I know they're supposed to be making a thing on Amazon, I think. Lord
Yeah,
of
no,
the
we're not
Rings.
talking about
But I
that
know
right
we're
now.
not
We're talking
talking
about
about
this-
that,
Oh, that,
which is a
right.
completely
Yeah.
other thing to talk about another
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this will be interesting to see. So
All right.
yeah, definitely.
Well, what's your rating? So we'll hop right into the rating because we're running out of time right now. What's your rating for this trailer?
I'd say one up and one kind of sideways because it just seems a little dark for me.
Okay.
You know, something I'd probably see after, not in the theater, but
Okay.
it still would.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm
Autumn?
the same.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I gotta do it. I'm the same.
Are you guys
Because I'm just
like-
not like.
Okay. Are you two just kissing up to the guest right now?
No, I really genuinely like her.
I like you too. You guys are great.
And I wasn't paying attention. I just
Yeah.
I'm in the same rating.
I'm gonna give 2 thumbs up. The trailer emotionally hit me. I like his story. I've heard a lot more about his story, and now that I've actually seen his work firsthand, and as a guy who has scribbled and done a lot of drawings of storylines that I've written myself, it's kind of interesting to see something that was just a piece of paper at one point to be displayed in a museum. Kind of inspiring in a way, but also just really interesting to know this was just some guy at one point in time. So, anyways, we have to start wrapping this up for our guests, and we'll be getting into the last quarter of the show. But Emily Druin, great having you on the show.
Yeah,
Did you have fun?
thank you so much. Yeah, it's been awesome. Thank you again. Maybe in the future, come back.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. Yes, she's leading in. She wants to come back to the show. That's good. I like that. You know, yeah. Usually they're running for the door. But Emily.